Hey everybody, it's Brett from Moonstream. Just wanted to give you guys an update on what's been going on in the markets. We're going to cover a number of things here. I wanted to unpack what's going on with Solana. A lot of people asking me what's going on with Solana. Is it dead? Is it in trouble? And should I sell now? And the answer is no. So I'm going to unpack that. We're also going to talk about Bitcoin briefly on the USDT study we've been doing, and the IBIT, the 4-hour IBITs have interesting study there, and also again the Bitcoin chart as well as Solana. So let's dive in. I'll go pretty quick here, but I wanted to give everyone a quick update here because lots been going on in the market as usual. So Solana has dropped quite a bit. It pushed up to $300 briefly with the Trump coin launch, and then very fast and quickly retreated with the unload of lots of the people buying the Trump coin. But this is not about that. It's really about all the meme coins and on the Solana network that have been pumped and dumped and rug pulls. And there's additional controversy about the Libra coin. So Solana is not in favor right now with a lot of the community, and but there's also some other factors. So let's talk about that, including some unlocks, as the headline implies here. So there's $2 billion in unlocks coming. It's actually more. Is it time to hold short or sell Solana? And we can do either of those. But I'm talking about this. By the way, I've got my blue blocking glasses on. Hopefully, you guys are okay with that. It's been staring at computer screens all day long. These are great. They kind of block out the screen rays. So the L1 token, I'll take them off so I can read my own highlights. L1 token, Solana attracted bad publicity due to the recent Libra meme coin fiasco. That was the president of which country was it? Argentina, that's what it is, and which included the meme coin Libra, which actually pushed up quite high, and then 4.3 billion wiped out in less than 24 hours. That's with a B. That's quite a lot. Rival communities were taking shots at Solana. Apparently, the big story that I want to unpack, though, that some people are talking about is this huge token unlock that's happening on Solana soon. But it's not new news. We've known about that, and I took profits on Solana up around 245. But we've already, a lot of that's priced in already, so we want to be aware of that. So, but it could be potentially adding to the sell pressure, because not everyone realizes that's been known for some time. But here's the unlock schedule, just so you guys know. These are people, holders that have bought Solana quite a bit lower. And down here it says that a majority of the Solana was purchased from the FTX auction back in 2022 at around $64. Some of that was by Galaxy. So $64, pretty healthy profit. They may not care that it's come down so much, but certainly we've been seeing selling ahead of this unlock. And specifically, this is what's scheduled here. We had just a nominal 650,000 in January. The average transaction is about 3 billion a day in Solana. But in February, 3.2 billion being unlocked, and it's not clear if that's happened yet or is about to. Certainly, probably some of that is being factored in, either sellers selling ahead of that, or that is some of those holders. But in March here, $9 million worth of token unlocks potentially happening. And so let me just see if it's not clear though if these are tokens or dollars. And I don't know that really matters, but well, I have to be, I would say, in dollars, because at current prices that's quite a lot. But 9 billion coming due potentially, and then 2.7 million in April. 9 million, I'm not sure if I said billion, but you can see, and then it drops off significantly into summer, May, June, July, and then it just really dwindles, and then surprisingly spikes in December, but not even $1 million there, or a million tokens there. So at any rate, it is what it is. The majority of the SOL was purchased by FTX, as I said, and another billion of SOL will be produced by inflation and likely dumped as well. So things aren't looking terribly great for Solana, but it's also leading me to believe that we're creating a great buying opportunity in the long run. Talks about Galaxy at Pantera Capital and somebody called Figure in line to extract $3 billion. That's $3 billion, a billion, and then 150 million respectively in unrealized gains since unlocks occur. So that's worth noting. The inference is that most of these companies are likely to sell their allocations. Little evidence to hold SOL amid a worsening market segment. with the bad juju around the meme coins. And I mean, let's be honest, meme coins are really the cancer on the crypto. And I know that may be controversial, but if you're wondering why there hasn't been an altcoin season, it's the meme coins sucked all the money out of the room. It's also why ETH hasn't been doing well, because their gas fees haven't been really getting paid, because NFTs are an old story. Meme coins on ETH are an old story that nobody wanted to pay the high gas fees, but they really let the inmates run the asylum over there with pump fund and just letting people spin up all of these thousands and thousands and thousands, probably millions of meme coins, not millions, but hundreds of thousands, just unending, almost infinite meme coins, and almost all of them pump and dumps, and the big beneficiary was Solana. So really, what's at question here, what's at stake, is the ethics of the Solana team and why they would allow that without having some built-in controls. And it makes you wonder and ask yourself that. And some of the people online in crypto Twitter are really saying, "What? I question the ethics of this company now." And so it's left a bad taste in people's mouth, and that's kind of maybe the bigger danger in the long run. Where are these buyers going to come from? Now, they're on the other side. There's still a Solana ETF, which was recently applied for. So I wouldn't give up on it yet. Solana is one of my largest holdings in my IRA and my current portfolio. But also I wasn't expecting this drop here. And so we'll see what happens. I think we've bottomed here in the near term. We'll have to see. So, but anyway, Durant, Managing Director at Galaxy, tried to dismiss the current FUD surrounding the unlocks. That's fear, uncertainty, and doubt for those of you that might not know. Group pointed out that the upcoming unlock is only 2.3% of the total supply and market cap. So it's not too much, with Solana registering $3.6 billion in 24-hour spot volumes, right? So that is in dollars. So that can be probably absorbed, because these are daily flows. The implication is that the market would probably absorb the selling pressure that's going into this unlock. So, all of this, that's why they call it fear, uncertainty, and doubt. People overreact. People believe that the Sol FUD is hitting peak. The analyst said Max FUD is aligning all at once. Generally good buying opportunities. And let's a fade is his opinion. A fade means when you go against the prevailing narrative. So Firedancer, also he points out, if you're not familiar with Firedancer, very interesting layer 2 on Solana coming out. That will be a game changer for transaction speeds and low costs. Firedancer proposing 1 million transactions per second. I'm a firm believer that the hottest narratives will be in arenas that make money. So DeFi, Aave had a huge run because it was making money on all of those transactions and yields going out, and we've seen it pull back a bit, but also companies that process transactions. Solana has a deal with Visa, even maybe still in test mode, but they have a deal with Visa. I mean, think about that. Call me crazy, but in business, because I've been in business a long time, I hear, and I might be wrong, but I hear customers are good for business and revenue good for business. So, of course, being a little facetious there, but companies that have revenue models or are venture-backed or have an ability to make money and are more likely to start generating revenue in the near term, I think are going to survive this sort of next phase of the bull, because a lot of these, let's face it, they don't have a revenue model, they don't have customers, they don't have money coming in. And in the next bear market, which is coming probably next year, a lot of these are going to go away because the developers, call me crazy, they need to eat. They need to have some revenue or some reason to keep developing. And that's why so many of the altcoins go away in the bear market. So anyway, not to spread any more FUD on this. Let's see, is shorting Solana the obvious trade? I would not do that. Clear directional bias for Sol is unclear at the moment, but the futures traders are currently shorting Solana, but it's a 4-to-1 ratio, as it goes on to see. And that also becomes the target for spot traders to really push up the prices and hit some short squeezes in that range. We'll have to see. Let's see. I won't go into prop firm trading, etc. Let's move on. But from a technical perspective, Solana's daily chart looks like it's priced in at least a part of the upcoming unlock. I would suggest that's been the case for the last few months. And if we pull it up, which I will, we can see, and we were wondering, why is Solana pulling off and pulling back from its nice uptrending channel? But then it became clear it was from these people taking profits ahead of those unlocks. This event has been public knowledge for quite a while, which is what I started this video with. Many analysts discussing its potential effect, with prices dropping 30% over the past month. Yet losing 180 support could exacerbate selling pressure, blah, blah, blah. Look, we've bottomed right around 170, which is good. And that's kind of the TLDR on all this. All right, so let's hop over. And by the way, another thanks to Max for letting me come on and talk with you guys today. And make sure to like the video if you like this, add a comment down below, hit subscribe if you haven't already, so that we can come on and do more of these. Here's Bitcoin. So you can see up here, price discovery zone. You know, I sold the last part of my Bitcoin at 106K right in here because this big sell order block was very ominous, and I just felt we would pull back down. And a lot of, you know, I've said publicly, I'm not going to buy Bitcoin until it gets back up above 112K and can hold there. Why? Because then it will have cleared this sell block and we would be in price discovery zone. I'm okay with maybe missing out on this move because of all this sell order pressure. We have visualized the concentration of the limit sell orders on the order book. This is on the index, which aggregates the other exchanges, but it's the same on Coinbase and Binance, etc. A lot of sell pressure still in this 100K region, as we can see right around 90K, 99.8 all the way through 102, and then again above that toward the all-time high. So a lot of people are betting that it doesn't go higher, but also setting a target for a short squeeze to get through that. I do think that we'll see it come down into the next cycle low. We've got two people that we are kind of watching, and one is, of course, Juan Villaverde, who is also on the channel, great trader and very good cycle trader, one of the best, if not the best out there right now, suggesting end of February, right in this range right here, when we should see that next cycle bottom, the daily and weekly cycle bottom around February 28th, give or take a day. So likely this drifts down a bit, either time-wise goes sideways or could drift down a bit in this range and come down around 90,000. On another chart here, I thought I saw we have buy blocks in that region. Maybe that's on the 4-hour chart. Sorry, here on Binance, we've got the buy blocks here around 90K, 91K, and that's where we would expect. That's where I would expect to see prices hold. Ignore that here. I'm just trying to drag this little area of interest circle over into this range around that time frame, right in this range. So drift down, come down around 90K, 91K. Excellent time is to catch a bottom. If we do lose 90K on a closing basis, then hey, I think that we could come down to the 85K region, which is also shown on this weekly chart. I don't think we will, but there's the other reason we could come down in this region is it's also the midpoint of this vector candle. Over the years, as a trader, 25 years trading, in stocks, options, forex, etc. Very little forex, mostly stocks and options, and now crypto. These big vector candles, as they're called, are the market makers repricing the zone, and generally a wick down to retest the midpoint of these generally happens. We saw it happen on this candle, so coming down and retesting that midpoint. Sometimes it does come later. There's no timing on that, but the other bearish factor we see in this is on the weekly time frame. Our signals, the trend strength indicator going below 80. These are our custom signals. Let me turn on our early reversal indicator, which did fire back in here, but hasn't sort of fired in this region. So this does not signify a market top for me. I don't believe that. Some people are calling tops. I think there's always those people that do that around this resistance in the 4-year cycle, around this time when it fails to break through. But I do think we break through all that around that early March timeframe. However, we would want to see this kind of sort of stabilize. So previously, our trend strength indicator, by the way, you can learn more about that at moonstream.io/max signals if you'd like to learn more about this. And these are excellent, really a secret weapon in our trading. And so when these come down here and return higher into green, that'll be a good signal for doing that. We also have a trade success checklist where you can interactively check these off to get a trade score, kind of telling you, is this time a good time to buy or not. We are seeing some green come in, so Bitcoin's had a bit of a bounce. It's as bullish and I want to see that hold. What we don't want to see, just jumping over to a monthly time frame, is if we see price, I'll move this out of the way. If we see this come down and a bearish engulfing candle coming into the end of the month, that would signify maybe coming down a little bit more. Really hard to tell, but this little arrow I've left there because I've had it on there for a while, and these blue line is a bars pattern from a previous cycle when it broke out finally and the all-time high. So that puts us around 150, 200,000, which are numbers that we've been talking about in this study here, which I'll get to in a moment. Won't go through all of it. Want to kind of hit the high points and give everyone some idea where things are, how things are looking. So I'll broaden that out in again a little bit here. So descending broadening wedge usually resolved to the upside as bullish. We are getting our bullish early reversal indicator as of today. But and our other signals are aligning. We're seeing bullish divergence on the RSI Pro here, a double bottom RSI turning up, so that's bullish there. Our signal line green, generally this happens before our TSI. Our TSI is about to go green here. So when we have all four of those, we call it the four horsemen. Generally, that precedes a bigger move higher. And again, worth taking a look at the moonstream.io/max signals, because these are great, and that's what we trade off of. Big part of what we do here at Moonstream. Anyway, I'm not here to really talk about that. I want to just share, look at all that sell pressure, again, visualizing the sellers and the concentration. So it's been, yeah, I said back here months ago, 100K, the battle for 100K would be epic. I didn't think it would take this long. But it is good to consolidate and wait for the sellers to get exhausted. But we do need money to come in. We need buyers to come in and start taking out these sell blocks, and that could be from institutions. We have states applying for the strategic Bitcoin reserve, and of course the U.S. government. But these things take time. It doesn't happen overnight. It's encouraging that we're holding here 94K, 95K. But I would expect some sell pressure in here. We're below the 21 and 50-day EMA on this daily chart, and they have just crossed over. So I do think we'll probably pull back in this 90 to 92K region, and then shoot up higher with the market cycle low, that daily, weekly cycle low incoming. So that's what I think is going to happen. Quick jump over to this IBIT study. I've been watching this for some time on a 4-hour chart, and if you're familiar with CME gaps, they tend to usually fill. I've been watching the IBIT since inception. I had a nice little cup and handle breakout. Started noticing these gaps here because it trades on same times as the stock market. So gaps are when it's after hours, price moves. It has to gap to that price either over the weekend or overnight after 4 p.m. before 9:30 a.m. But just like the CME, and there's reasons for this I won't go into, essentially unrealized losses that they can hold on their books and kind of help maneuver prices to come back so they can close those trades at net break even. So all of these gaps were refilling and backfilling. If you like more information, you can just Google CME gaps. But nobody's talking about the IBIT gaps. I'm the first and only one, I believe. But just about the time I said, guys, these are 100%, all of these gaps have filled, it stopped working, right? So naturally, and we have these. So we have these red unfilled gaps here. The small ones I'm not worried about, but there's some larger ones here that eventually, I think, and maybe it's in the next bear market, but will come back and fill in this range. For now, though, a pullback into this range on the IBIT would coincide with that Bitcoin around 90K and at 90K-ish. If we were to break that, then this corresponds with like 84K on the Bitcoin, where the buyers are lined up on the books. So, you know, we'll see what happens, and it will just a matter of time. On the USDT study that we talked about, this is an inverse relationship. As USD Tether goes up, crypto goes down. Money flows out of Bitcoin, out of the whole market, out of the total market cap into Tether. And so we started to see a little hiccup here. And of course, this trend line back to 2018, every time it came down to that and bounced, we had corrections in the market, notably here and here, Feb, March, April 2021, where we had that early peak. And then again off of here when the market topped in November 2021. So we really want to be careful with that. This bars pattern is the last one, so I'm using it as a guideline. If we break up above this 5%, it's showing this is off because I have total market cap on there, so it's not. Anyway, above this line, then I think we could see and will see going into the summer. I think we have a big push up. I'll slow down a little bit. Typically, we see in this coming area coming up that we could see Bitcoin potentially doubling in around 6 weeks. from this point on the chart where we had, don't look at this one, I'll go back to Bitcoin to share with you, but I think we could see a big push up here. We could see a bit of a correction, and either before or after that push, we could see that push up on Bitcoin, see Tether come down on this range with the rally on Bitcoin, inverse, remember, and then we see a pullback, or we see Tether going higher in this crypto correction zone, and then we do see a correction going into the summer, and then money flows back out of Tether. We see a second rally going into September, October, maybe hit 200,000. It's sort of a loose guideline, timing-wise and number-wise, and then we see Tether really push up, and we see crypto crash going into 2026 and the bear market into 2026. So that's my thesis there, and we'll adjust as we go and see if that plays out. Doesn't mean it has to, but having a base case. So with that in mind, let me jump over to Solana real quick. And let's see, going through here. I was going to pull up total market cap. No real reason to do that. It's following, or it's sort of the same as Bitcoin. So Solana, again, the sell-off here, we knew about the blocks, the unlocks coming on, and I think it was back here. This is what's caused a lot of the Solana momentum, even though it had this nice upward trending parallel channel, which looked very good, right? So we were trading the sell-off here, not unexpected, because it was at the upper boundary of that parallel channel, and but this is where we knew about the upcoming unlocks, and we were selling into that. And then we sort of had December weakness in the overall market. And then back here was that Trump coin pump. So I sold most of my Solana at 245 at this resistance level, and not knowing it would spike up here to 300. I'll just turn off our order blocks, and sure enough, those order sell blocks just took care of that right away. All of these sellers here, maybe, I don't know, I have my own feelings about this, that the whales and the powers that be kind of manufactured this FUD about, oh my God, Solana, they're so bad, and the meme coins, and meanwhile they were dumping and shorting to force price to back down in these lower ranges. So, here nor there, doesn't matter, but the bad news is we've lost this nice uptrending channel here. Solana coming back in down on this range, has some support on this trend line, but I really want to see if it can hold that 170 level. If we do get a bounce here, I'll be selling some Sol to maybe buy some altcoins that I'm watching that have a more favorable upside, and so that I'm not overexposed on Sol. I did about to release a video on dollar cost averaging, not just buying the dip, but as a way to take partial losses so that you can buy it back lower on any pumps, and so, or pushing up into a resistance area, like up, let's find a good example, like right here, selling half, because if it came back down, could buy back lower. But often when these things go up higher, they come back and retest. So maybe I'll release that video or point to it here once it's I think my team's uploading that. But anyway, so at this point, that's why I would probably sell some Sol if it pushes up here to resistance around 182 with the intent of buying back lower. Unfortunately, there is quite a bit of sell pressure ahead, and Sol could come down these regions. 125 Sol, I'd hate to see it go down that low, and we'll know more in the coming days. And our signals are showing it's oversold, but it's not clear really. This could still come down lower, you guys. And if it loses the 50-week EMA, that's not a really good sign. So I'm kind of watching that closely. Anything else that we wanted to look at here? Just take a quick run down the list here. The DeFi protocol is looking pretty good. Ondo, not looking great, but if at some point DeFi will come back around, I think. Stacks had sold off dramatically from its upward trending channel, so I think this will recover with Bitcoin. It's in a bit of a buy zone, and so we're watching those closely in my M3 active trader class, which we do weekly. If you like these classes, we do them every week. It is a paid service. You can learn more about that at moonstream.io/max success. And just trying to give you the tools that you can use to really do well in these markets. And let's see, so that's about it. Filecoin, is one we've been watching coming down. A lot of these coming down historic lows. Helium also looking pretty interesting. Sorry for all the spaghetti on the charts, you guys. But higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. This is more of a horizontal support area. Also watching ICP. I'm looking for buy support zones, but I don't like to catch a falling knife. And Aptos is looking fairly good. We just put a recommendation out on that. And a couple other ones, OGN, AIOZ, some ones we're watching for, not bottom fishing, but coming down to buy zones where the buyers are and waiting for those sellers to be exhausted. We just rolled over on the day, so I can't show and skim for the ones that have looked up on the day. Don't really follow Dogecoin or XRP, the usual requests. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys. And however, if you would like some one-on-one help, I do have a limited number of sort of one-on-one coaching spots, or for a free strategy session. If you'd like to hop on with me for 45 minutes to kind of take a look at what you have and have me help optimize your portfolio for the coming bull run, you can learn more at moonstream.io/maxcoaching. So again, with the permission from Max, thank you, by the way, and trying to give you guys the tools to succeed. Not for everybody, but I'm here to help you if you'd like some help. So I will say goodbye here. Thanks again, and you guys have a great week. And if you have any questions, put them down below. I'll try to get to the comments and kind of answer some of those for you. All right, cheers, everyone. Take care. Bye.